If you like high-stakes skirmishes, immersive campaigns and brutal tactics all in a game that's easy to learn but difficult to master, then you'll love Rogue Warriors. I'm Lee from Tabletop Skirmish Games, and in 2024 with my son I designed Rogue Warriors, Rune Warriors and Population Z. With the core rules established for all three games, 2025 I'll be releasing many more supplements for each of them. But in this video we're going to focus on Rogue Warriors, and we designed this game to give players fast, tactical skirmishes with tons of replayability. Altogether, there's 7 books in the series, so there's lots to explore. So in this video, we're going to do a deep dive, work through all 7 books, and give you a real good overview of what you can expect from the game. Here we go then. Here's the first book, Rogue Warriors. This is the core book you need, and to play the game, you only need this book. It's got all the rules in there, and we've designed it to include a mission builder, so you can build countless missions, so you'll always have skirmishes to play. It's a pretty short book. You'll notice there's less than 40 pages altogether, and this was our biggest challenge, trying to keep the rules short and sweet so they were condensed, include everything you need for fun, action-packed games with loads of immersion, loads of depth. And one of our main goals was to create a game that you could easily pick up and play very quickly. So if this is something you could take to a games night and introduce a new player to tabletop wargaming, and you'll be playing within less than 30 minutes, and that includes setting everything up. Rogue Warriors is a modern warfare skirmish game, so you're looking at the kind of era from World War II up until near future, and we'll do some expansions that we'll show you later on that will give you even more options. The main part of the game is assembling a team. I love this part of it. You build your team from scratch. You can use some examples that we've come up with and look out for some cards that will be on the website soon. They'll be free. But until then, you can use the mission team sheet examples we've included or create your own. I definitely recommend doing that. And then as you prepare to play and work through the rules, there's not a huge amount of rules here. We put it into the pages so it flows nicely, the movement's clearly explained, line of sight and cover is intuitive, shooting attacks on one page, melee on another. So that's all you need to get started. That's the mechanics of the game. And then in your missions, it tells you how to start a mission, the order of play, and these 2 pages tell you how to design your own mission. And using that table, you can come up with thousands of different varieties. We've got deployment maps there. Altogether, you're going to get 36, and we've included a few missions to get you started. All the templates are at the back of the book where you can photocopy and print off, some reference sheets too, but if you buy the book, you do get the PDF for free, and then you can print that off at home. Then we've got a few titles here. Some have already been released, some are in the pipeline, so lots more to look forward to. Okay, now we're on to the first supplement that we released for the game, and that's Tiger Blood. This is a Rogue Warriors narrative campaign. And if you like the Navy SEALs movie with Charlie Sheen from the 1980s, you'll love this, and you'll certainly recognise the influence as you work through the book. This is going to introduce you to campaign play now, where you build your platoon, and so you're going to be using your specialists, and then you've got a platoon sheet there. Still, you follow the core rules, but now we've got some advances on the weapon tables, some gear to really play into the theme of this narrative mission. You've also got post-mission jobs to do as you're going to start a campaign, and so you can advance and progress your warriors. We love narrative, and for each mission you'll find a short narrative introduction that sets the scene for the story and for the battle that's going to ensue, and then you've got everything you need for each mission on one single page. Nice and easy, all wrapped up, and again you've got all your templates at the back. With these 2 books, you've got all the core rules. You can now expand into some narrative campaign play with those extra rules in there as well. But if you want to play solo, we introduced Ungentlemanly Warriors. This is going to give you all the rules for playing solo and solo campaigns. We themed this for World War II. I love the story of the SOE and the SAS, and so we've based it on that. And if you've read the book, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and seen the movie, then again, you're going to recognise the influence here. For the solo rules, we've kept it simple. Again, the difficulty is keeping it nice and simple, but with lots of depth and immersion. And we decided to introduce this card system and different phases, the sentry phase and the alarm phase. And combined with those cards and the details, as you'll see in the missions in a moment, you're going to get a lot of fun interactive play. There's loads of gear now included, and also a few extra things to do for campaigns. The missions are slightly different, only in the way that they're designed here. You can see you've got the different colours, and they refer to the different AI enemies that you're going to be using in the game. So when you're playing in solo mode, the enemy are going to move in certain patterns, and then you're going to have to interact and work around them so you don't get caught. Following on from the solo rules, we went for a jungle campaign with Tour of Duty. I really love this one, great fun. If you want to play some Vietnam era warfare, then this is going to be perfect. But you can apply these jungle rules to any game, and that's one of the main features of Rogue Warriors. All the books are kind of designed so you can use them alongside each other. You've got air and artillery, booby traps, all sorts going on. So you've got some good solid rules built in here. Also asymmetric teams. This is the first time we've introduced it in a formal way in the game. Then you've got your missions, where you'll be going out into the jungle and playing the rescue missions, ambushes, all sorts, all thematic. And if you like films like Platoon, you'll really like this one. Now we're up to 4 books in the series, and this is going to allow you to play with all different miniatures from the jungle, Vietnam era, World War II commandos, German sentries, and then you could even use miniatures from the Infinity range. I really like these. I use these in Tiger Blood actually as the terrorists. I think they're perfect for that. And here are some SWAT team models, because you can play any theme with those core rules. But I wanted to introduce something that opens up all my sci-fi miniatures. If you've played Warhammer or any other sci-fi games, you've probably got loads in your collection too. So this sci-fi supplement really changes the game now and introduces all those miniatures we've got in our collection. We've got new expertise, new specialists, and now we're starting to see new things like big guys coming in there. So if you want to play a big ogre or a big machine mech, you can do that. You've got loads of options for your platoon, so now we can start seeing things like xenomorphs, psychics, all sorts coming in. You can play games that replicate your favourite movies like Alien, and so unlimited. Starship Troopers, that'd be a great one to play with these rules. So you've just got tons and tons of options now. So we really wanted to expand that to take into account the vast amount of sci-fi movies that are out there, and now you can recreate them with all these fun weapons, experimental alien tech, loads of gear. You've got mechs and all sorts going on. So this is really fun. If you want to have some kind of mechanical pet in the game, this is the first time that you can do that as well. Post-mission is very similar to the campaign play, so you're going to be familiar with that. And we added a new mission designer table so that you can come up with sci-fi missions now to create any of those movies and any ideas you've got. There's missions in there, all laid out in a campaign, and now you can use all your favourite miniatures. You can even include things like mounts and small vehicles like this bike here. So now you've got tons of options. You can have big guys like this as well. So now your whole collection from Warhammer and different sci-fi games is going to be unleashed. Okay, we had a busy year getting all these books ready. We're still not done though. That's 5. We're on to the 6th, Urban Strike. Now for this, think Red Dawn. I love those movies, the old one and the new one too. I think they're great fun. And so those 2 movies really inspired this campaign. So this is a very heavily narrative-based campaign. There's a few extra rules in there. We included more information on playing asymmetric teams. And we really wanted to emphasise how the teams are going to be differently balanced. You're going to have special forces coming in against the town's resistance. So we wanted to represent that heavily in this game. You've got It's always been our goal to make the game really customizable, and we encourage home brewing as well. We've got a homebrew ratio there, so if you want to mix it up and try out some of your own different ways of balancing the game, sometimes play it unbalanced, that's really fun, then we definitely recommend it. We got all the missions in there, and in this one we've included some solo missions as well. These are going to be optional, so you could play 6 missions against other players and then play the 2 solo missions to gain some more gear and just to immerse yourself more in the narrative. And that brings us nicely on to the final book in the series so far. There are more books coming. This is Desert Heroes, a Rogue Warriors vehicle expansion. Now, in Evolution, we've covered things like mounts and big guys, but I really wanted to include bikes, jeeps, tanks, artillery, and support vehicles too. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. And to do that, we designed these vehicle cards. And the vehicle cards make it really easy to add these rules to the core rules. Again, as all the books will work together, you can chop and change, take some rules from, say, Tour of Duty, and play a Vietnam era game using vehicles as well. We go into asymmetric teams a bit more now. We're developing it a little bit further so you can mix up the different level of warriors and then also include the vehicles. So you could have a heavily vehicle-based force going up against a small four-man team, and it still works on the tabletop, which is great fun. We've introduced some new specialists that are vehicle specialists, and then some other things to do in the post-mission. It doesn't change it that much at all. And then we've included another narrative campaign. I wanted to go for the SAS in World War II. Again, it's one of my favourite themes, and I think doing a raid on an airfield is just fantastic using these vehicle rules. And if you like the BBC show Rogue Heroes, the first series especially, then you're really going to enjoy this. It's exactly what I had in mind when I designed the game. You've got the cards laid out for the different vehicles already, so it's all completed for you. You can cut them out of the book and use them, or use the PDF, print them off, and then you're good to go. So there we go. That's all 7 books from the series so far. There's going to be lots more to come. Unfortunately, last year we did have to take quite a long break for personal reasons from the channel, from the YouTube channel, and also from the schedule. But now we're back on it. I'm really looking forward to expanding the series as we move through the year. We're not going to be releasing them as often as we did. We were doing them every month, so it's going to be a bit more of a gap in between releases now, and look out for more news of that. As it comes up, we'll post it on our Facebook page and also on the community tab here on YouTube. Last year, we also created Rune Warriors, a fantasy tabletop skirmish game with solo rules. They're available at the moment, but we haven't really properly launched it yet, and we had to put a hold on the schedule for that too. But the Rune Warriors rules videos will be coming soon. We're going to do lots of short videos so you can get into playing quickly. It's a little bit different to Rogue Warriors, really heavily campaign based, and we're really pushing the solo play for that game, and we really enhanced the campaign mode, so that's going to be super immersive. The after game tasks to do is really fun. We can't wait to share more about that. And we've got Population Z available, and there's loads of information on our YouTube channel for that already. There we go then, that's Rogue Warriors, the story so far. And if you've got any questions, please add them in the comments down below. You can find some demo games here on the channel and some rules videos as well, and there'll be lots more to come over the next few weeks. So thanks so much for watching the video, hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it helpful, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games.